Imagine trying to go to Vegas with the mentality that you're gonna be a Hall of Fame thot. You're gonna sleep with as many women as you can, because you got a lot of negative emotions that you need to let go of. But when you leave Vegas, you realize not only did you fail your mission horribly, but you receive some information that might change your life for the better, and you have no idea what to expect or even how to prepare for it. Well, that's what happened with me in the Vegas paradise. And in today's video, the first episode of TVPTales, which is a new story time series that I'm bringing to the channel, I'm going to talk to y'all exactly about how I started the Vegas paradise, take y'all all the way back to the beginning of how everything started, and bring y'all up to where things are today. So go get you some juice, get you some drinks, get you some snacks, come back, kick back and relax. Make sure y'all stay all the way to the end of this video, because the story of how the Vegas paradise began, man, it's crazy. For those of y'all who are new to the channel, my name is Tim. Some people call me TVP. I am from Durham, North Carolina. As you can see, as I rep the Bull City proud. Currently, I live in Northern California. And I am the founder of the Vegas Paradise, which is my Vegas reservations and review company that I run online. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the TVP fam. I appreciate you stopping by and checking out the content. So if you're going to Vegas and you need a plug or you need somebody to hook you up with some Vegas info, you can holler at me. Or if for whatever reason I'm not able to answer your question, I'm networked with a whole bunch of people in Vegas. So I'll definitely be able to get you taken care of. Alright, so this story starts back in the summer of 2011. I just got out of a relationship with a chick I was dating for 5 years. And I had to end up moving back home with my mom. So I'm a prideful guy. And I was just staring at the wall, just mad at the world, trying to figure out how I was living on my own, living this great life. And now I'm back home with moms. But I called my partner, my homeboy, my bro, my big little brother, Jug, man. That's like my ride or die. That's my day one. I hit him up and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to go to Vegas. And he was like, for real? And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to go to Vegas. I want to be a Hall of Fame slut. I'm trying to sleep with as many women as I can. So he was like, all right, bet. And I was like, for real? And he was like, yeah, when you want to go? So we decided on Halloween weekend. Now take note, this is August. Halloween weekend is the end of October. So you're talking about a sudden trip in 2 months. So at this time, I don't know nothing about Vegas. I don't got no connects. I've only been to Vegas twice. So I think I went to like Hot Wire or something like that. Did the little mystery thing or whatever. Found the cheapest flights I could find, which got us there at like 11 o'clock in the morning. And then they got some random hotel room from some mystery thing they had. So we ended up staying at Hooters Hotel. Boom, you know what I mean? We got our Vegas trip. So we get out to Vegas or whatever. And you know, like my mindset is, I just got out this relationship. You know what I mean? I'm trying to sleep with as many women as I can. My homeboy, he ain't never been to Vegas, so you know, he's taking in the glamour. So we check in or whatever, and I'm like, yo, let's go hit this strip. Let's go find out what we're doing. It's a Friday night. And so we in Vegas for a week. We got there Friday. We was there all the way till Thursday. So we end up going out on the strip. And I remember I had been to this club called Pure at Caesar's Palace. The last time I was in Vegas, which now is Omnia. But so we end up on Pure this Friday night. So we get to the club or whatever, and you know, I had already put my homie on game on how to get in the club with the dress code and all of that. So we get in the club or whatever, and like I'm the type of dude that when I'm in the club, I want to go straight to the dance floor. I'm trying to be in the middle of the party. I'm trying to turn up. I want to be near the DJ. Like I like to be the life of the party. I love to enjoy myself. So if you ain't never been to Vegas, Vegas floors in the clubs are packed. It is crazy. It is a madhouse in Vegas clubs. So I'm like, yo, we maneuvering our way through the club, trying to get to the middle of the dance floor. And I know my best friend, my boy Jug, he like 6'2", 6'3", 350, 400 pounds. So, you know, ain't too many people really trying to go bumping with us or whatever. So, you know, we kind of getting our way through. But for some weird reason, it's this random dude just on a mission for some reason, just trying to power through everybody. So he like bumped me or whatever, trying to get around me to get to like the other side of the club. So he ended up pushing me into this chick or whatever. So I turned around or whatever, and I was just like, hey, I'm sorry, man, dude just bumped me or whatever. And so like, as she turned around, I look and realize it's this short little Asian chick, got this long black hair, these cute little eyes. She's like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. And then she gave me that look. So y'all know what that look is. Y'all already knew what time it was. So I looked at my bro, he looked at me, he like, hey man, do your thing. So I asked her if she wanted to dance, and then boom, the rest was history. End up finding out she had a couple friends with her, so her friends got to be my bro. You know, your friends be my friends, we all friends. End of the night, friends had some issues. They end up leaving her at the club. And so my bro was like, yo, I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Work on something else. And so me and Shorty end up leaving the club. You know, I was like, I don't want to make you go back to your room and leave by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, Vegas is crazy or whatever. You know, nice guy, the Southern hospitality in me. So we end up going back to our room. And, you know, we got to know each other very well. But we chilled for like 4 hours. It was crazy. Before I left, we ended up exchanging numbers or whatever. Her friends ended up coming back to the room, so I went ahead and got up out of there. She hit me up or whatever next day, just seeing what was going on. And I'm like, I don't know what we doing. We just going with the flow or whatever. She was telling me, because this was Saturday, they was in town until that Sunday. They was leaving the next day. So she was telling us about this costume party that said Tris. So I'm like, oh, all right, costume party, that's a major bet. We in there. So I told the homie, he like, yo, let's do it. So we end up getting to the club that night, end up finding her or whatever when we get in, you know, so I'm like, what up or whatever. Her friends come around the corner and they look at her like, yo, what is this? Kind of like, why is he here type thing or whatever. So y'all know me, I peep game. I'm like, go ahead and enjoy yourself, you know what I mean? If we run into each other, we'll run into each other. If not, enjoy yourself. You know, she ain't want me to go nowhere, you know what I mean? But, you know, we don't want no drama. So you know how I do. We went straight to the dance floor, went right in the middle, man. We was turned up. We had the dance floor wild, man. They did the costume party. It was crazy. So as we in the middle of the floor, see these three dudes just standing there all awkward, looking all uncomfortable and stuff. So it was one of these dudes directly next to me. I called him Goof Troop because he looked just like Goof Troop. So while I'm over here turned up on the dance floor, him and his homies, they see that everybody vibing with us or whatever, so they try to jump in on the vibe. And then out of nowhere, you know, I catch through my peripherals, because my peripheral game is Hall of Fame. I can see any and everything. I always keep my head on the swivel. But I see Shorty through my peripherals. And you know, I was already aware of the situation, so I ain't even try to pull up. But Goof Troop, he look at me and he sees Shorty over there like peeping or whatever. Hey, I ain't even trying to exaggerate. We had the dance floor live, like, you know what I'm saying? We just a good time. So he see Shorty peeping or whatever. He like, hey yo, I think little Shorty over there looking at you or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, she cool, you know what I mean? But I'm like, she with a couple of friends. And I just tried to play it off or whatever. I didn't want to make it like I knew who she was. Like, just me and my boy, you know what I'm saying? It's three of them or whatever. And he was just like, oh, okay, I feel you. Like, but she checking you out though. Next thing you know, he started talking to his boys or whatever, so they slide up over there on her and on Shorty and the two friends. Next thing you know, my bro hit me up and was like, hey yo, I'm about to get up out of here, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, word is like that? He like, yeah, I gotta slide, bro. He's like, you cool? I'm like, yeah, man, go do your thing, we'll link up. So I end up going to the bar or whatever, just get a drink or whatever, and then as I'm coming back to the dance floor, Shorty running to me, like right in the walkway, and I'm like, yo, what's up? She like, hey, can we dance? And I was just like, you know what I mean? I don't really want to, you know, I don't want no issues with your friends. And she like, oh no, don't worry about them. They found some dudes or whatever. So I'm cool, you know what I mean? And they was like, them dudes had a friend, but I wasn't really feeling them or whatever. So as we talking, her friends come out of nowhere. Like I just feel some people start walking, the peripheral game. Why they with the three dudes who I was on the dance floor with? Her two friends that she was with, they had talked and linked up with a couple of the dudes or whatever. But they're like, yeah, they got a suite at the Signature at MGM Grand. They finna have an after party. We trying to go or whatever. And so then like Goof Troop, I guess he was trying to holler at Shorty and she just was not on the vibe with him. He found some other random chick. And so then she was like, well, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to chill with him. And then like the dudes heard her say that, and then they was like, yo, that's the homie, he was on the dance floor, he was over there doing his thing on the floor. And so then Gucci was like, yeah, he cool people, man. He's like, yo, won't you come through? Like, if you talking to her and them her friends, let's all go hang out. And I'm like, you know, y'all sure? And they was like, yeah, come through. So we all get up out of there. So we in the taxi line. So note that the Signature at MGM Grand is a separate property at MGM Grand. I did not know this at the time. We just heard Signature MGM Grand popped in my head because I'm staying at Hooters, which is literally directly across the street from the MGM Grand. So we like, all right, well, we're gonna go to MGM Grand or whatever. So we just start conversating as we ride through the taxi. Now remember this, all right, this is an important detail. I was just asking her if she liked to gamble or whatever. And she was like, yeah, she liked to play blackjack or whatever. And I'm like, that's what's up. And I told her that I love poker because at this time I was trying to be a professional poker player. Like I was heavily into poker. I thought I was gonna be the next Phil Ivey. You couldn't tell me nothing. So I told her that I was heavily into poker and I was trying to be a poker player. And she's like, oh, that's what's up. She's like, I got an uncle who's a professional poker player. And I was like, no way. And she's like, he's not like famous or anything, but yeah, he played for a living and he won a few tournaments. So like, I'm just like, man, this little shorty, I'm trying to be a thought out here in Vegas, but I done linked up with somebody cool, you know what I'm saying? we end up going to MGM Grand or whatever. So her friends hitting her up like, yo, where you at? And we was like, yo, we at the MGM Grand. And she's like, nah, we at the Signature at the MGM Grand. If you get the MGM Grand, the Signature at the MGM Grand is on a whole nother side of the thing. So you gotta walk through the MGM Hotel, go through the food courts, go through this long back alley. We get to the Signature finally. As we coming down the little escalator ramp, the 3 dudes is there, her 2 friends is there, and Goof Troop, the girl done left him. I don't know what happened with them, but she gone. So he just standing there waiting for Shorty, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess he thought that I wasn't really gonna come or whatever. So as we going down, I heard him, he was like, oh, come on, bruh. So I was like, look, man, I was like, I gotta go. And so she's like, what you mean you gotta go? She's like, we thought we was going to the after party. And so like I like grabbed her or whatever, you know, tried to be real smooth with it. I'm like, look, man, it's 3 of them and it's 3 of y'all. I was like, if you notice, Goof Troop ain't got the girl with him. So he probably was anticipating me not coming actually and you being here by yourself. So just go be with your friends, blah, blah, blah. So then she was just kind of like, I mean, I really want to chill with you, but you know, all right, that's cool. So I like, look, man, I'm staying at Hooters. I'm directly across the street. If anything go down, if anything happen, just hit me up. So, you know, hugged or whatever, got on up out of there, you know what I'm saying? I looked down the Goof Troop, saluted to him, was like, hey, man, I ain't no blocker, you know? Real recognize real. So I'm laughing about the whole situation because I had enjoyed myself. I had a good night. I'm going back to the room. Now where MGM is, it's on the opposite side of the street from where Hooters is, because on Las Vegas Boulevard, there's a traffic light right there. Now there's a bridge that you can walk over to go from MGM Grand to Tropicana, and then you can go right next to Hooters or whatever. So as I'm going up this escalator or whatever, I'm kicked back, you know, enjoying the night because I'm buzzing at the time, had a good time or whatever. The costume party was lit, got to kick it with Shorty, she was lit. I get to the top of the escalator and it's this older dude, he like in his early 40s or something like that. And he's just like, what's going on, young man? And I was just like, man, I'm chilling, man, about to head back to the room or whatever. I had a crazy night. And he was like, I can tell by the big smile on your face you had a good night, whatever. He's like, Vegas treating you well? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I love it out here, man. This place is nice. And so then he was asking me, you know, asking me what I was doing, whoop-de-whoop. So he told me that he was a poker player and that he was a local. And I was like, no way, man, you a pro poker player? He's like, yeah, man, like I play poker for a living. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. Like, I want to be a poker player too. Like, how'd you get started or whatever? So he was giving me tips and advice. It was super dope. We had a good conversation for like 10 minutes. And like right as we getting toward the end of the bridge, he was like, listen, man, he's like, you seem like a cool dude. You seem like a nice guy. He's like, you should look into the Las Vegas hotel industry. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I don't really know what's going on with it, but he's like, recently I've just been hearing people talk about it. And he's like, you seem like a good dude. He's like, I think it could be really good for you or something you should look into. And so I was just like, all right, cool, man. Well, I appreciate that. I was like, I'll check into it when I get back to North Carolina. Dapped up, thanked him or whatever. We went our separate ways. If I could find that dude to this day, I would comp him a room, get him his favorite bottle of liquor. So he go his way, I go the opposite way down the escalator off the bridge. And literally as I'm going down the bridge, you know, I get a text message or whatever, and Shorty hit me and I'm like, yo, she like, hey, what you doing? And I'm like, yo, I'm about to walk up to the hotel. You all right? She like, oh yeah, man, me and our friends back at the hotel room. She like, we leaving the food court, or she like, we just left the food court to get something to eat. She like, I should have stayed with you and went over there to Hooters or I get some wings. And I was just like, yo, that's crazy. Like literally from the time I done left this girl, walked across the bridge and got back to the hotel, this girl done got up out of there. She was like, them dudes was so sketchy. She's like, we literally got upstairs, and y'all know how girls huddle when they uncomfortable. So she's like, yeah, we get up there, and then I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, got on up out of there. But that was it. So that was it. She left the next day, and then that was it for that trip. I ended up going back to the room, and I was talking to my bro or whatever. Once he told me that, like, that's all I could think about the rest of the week. It was just kind of like, man, like, what do he mean about this hotel industry thing? So, you know, I failed my mission to be in the Hall of Fame thought, but you know, that was where everything started for me. So me and the bro get back to North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? After Shorty left that Sunday, the rest of the week I had a good time, you know. I didn't really complete my mission like I wanted to, but, you know, I had a ball, man. And it was just like after talking to that guy that day, it just changed my whole mindset the rest of the trip. But I was telling other bros, I'm like, yo, we got to go back to Vegas, man. Like, y'all, yo, Vegas is where it's at. So March 2012, we ended up going back to Vegas. And I was talking to Shorty, her and her whole group of friends ended up meeting us out there. That was wild, man. That trip was crazy. And, you know, I started trying to ask a couple of people if they knew anything, because, you know, I went back to North Carolina, couldn't find nothing on the internet. Couldn't really find no information. You know, I had never forgot what that dude said, but I just couldn't really find nothing that he was talking about. So I was just kind of like, all right, man, maybe he was just talking out the side of his neck. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was just drunk, wilding out. But so let's fast forward until 2013, April the 10th. So I'm working for a bank in the operations center. I love my job. I hated working there. My manager was my world's biggest hater. This dude hated me, man, with a passion. I statistically was the best in our entire region, but I wouldn't kiss his feet like other people would. Had a real bad night at work, man. And this is around the time people started trying to work from home. You know, the whole working at home online thing was starting to like surface or whatever. So I ended up going online trying to figure out what was out there to work for. Couldn't find anything. I thought about the Las Vegas industry dude was talking about. I didn't really see anything that he was talking about. So I'm out here mad at the world because I hate my job. I'm still in my mama house. You know what I mean? At this point I done got cool or whatever. I done settled into it, but it's just like, you know, things is just not panning out like I want them to. So I came across this thing called ClickBank or whatever, but it just looked like a bunch of nonsense or whatever. And so right when I was about to get out the computer, I see this little pop-up for My Vegas Business, and I was like, man, wait, what is this? So I click on it and I saw this little thing about, it was like, start your own Vegas business or whatever, get the best hotel deals, access to pools, nightclubs, be your own boss, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, wait a minute, what? So I looked at the little trailer or whatever, and then like I watched, it was like a 15-20 minute trailer on how the whole business worked or whatever. And then just like, I immediately thought about this dude from 2011. I'm like, here I am, and April of 2013, and I was like, wow, maybe what that dude was saying was for real, because everything that this video was talking about was in line with what he told me. So I'm like, sign me up, you know what I mean? So it's got the little button at the end if you want to join, sign up, send your email. So put my email in, and then it was just like, sign up for like a one-time fee of $200. And I was like, $200? Nah, that's not about to happen. Close that out. April 11, 2013. Get off work or whatever, and manager was talking real slick out the side of his mouth, and I was like, you know what, man, I can't take this no more, man. So I go back home, get back on the internet, I go back to ClickBank or whatever, because I was trying to find that Vegas thing again, and I was just like, man, you know, but I couldn't find it or whatever. So I closed it out or whatever, and someone was like, man, go check your email. So I go check my email, and then the My Vegas Business thing had sent me an email. It was like, here's the last opportunity to sign up. So it was like, we'll give you a 50% discount. Finally, I clicked out the X, and right when it was about to go away, it was like, we'll give you one last offer. We won't send you another email if you don't click this offer. And so it gave me the final bottom price offer or whatever. And I was just, something in my spirit was like, dude, just do it, man. Like, just pay for it. So it wasn't what I wanted to pay, but I was like, you know what? This might be an opportunity to start something new. So I went ahead, signed up or whatever, and I bought into the business or whatever. And when it was all set up, I got my email confirmation and got my back end office and everything. And I'm just sitting here with this big smile on my face like, oh my God, now I got a business. So now what? So after I get set up with all of the stuff in the back end office, you know, you got to come with a company name. It's got all of these training videos and whatnot. So I'm like a kid in the candy store. So I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know what to name a business or whatever. So I came up with the Vegas Paradise or whatever. I was like, I don't know why, it was just something that stood out to me. So, you know, I go to work the next day telling everybody like, yo, I just started my own business. I got my own Vegas business, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Because people had already knew about the story I had with the guy on the bridge. And so everybody's like, oh man, no way, that's so dope. So I gave them the website or whatever. And they was just like, oh man, that's so cool, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, man, when y'all ready to go to Vegas, you know what I'm saying? I got you. I had no sales until 2014. So I started a business April 2013. Ended up getting a new job that August. Started working for a customer care company, and ended up leaving the banking job in October. So I realized at this point, you know, because I had the business for like 5-6 months, I ain't made no money. I ain't know nothing about marketing. I ain't know nothing about advertising. You know, they give you all the tools or whatever on what you need to do to get clients and all of this stuff. So I'm literally just walking around here bragging about having a business. ain't made no money. So I'm already in debt because I done paid to start a business and ain't made no money. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I need to find another option, because even though I got a new job, I still want to work for myself. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. It's been my goal. One passion I've always had was for computers. I've always been good at computers. I love doing networking. I love doing computer repairs. Like, I used to be like an independent geek squad. You know what I mean? I used to always hook people up. So working at this customer care company, I met this guy. He was telling me about this A+ certification. He was like, man, you should get certified in A+, you know, because that's how you can get into the tech industry or whatever without having to go to college. And I was like, oh man, that sounds pretty dope. And he's like, look, I got a book. I just got certified. You can have a book. Just read the book and then you pay to take the test and then boom, you're certified. So I was like, oh, all right, cool. Say no more. So I don't read. I don't do school. That's not for me. But after having this conversation with him or whatever, knowing I got this business that's not making no money, I'm like, all right, well, maybe I can, you know, get into IT and start making some money and then figure this other stuff out, start putting it to my business, you know, trying to find a way to put it all together. I believe it was May 2014. I had read the whole A+ certification book in 2 months, went and took the A+ certification test. You had to pass with a 675. I got the paper back and it said I had like a 672 or a 670, and I'm mad. I done paid $180 to take a certification test, failed. Then if I want to take it, I gotta wait 3 weeks just to take it again. So that's another $180. And I'm like, yo, who they think got money like this? Here we go, back to square one again. And I paid to start a business, ain't making no money. Paid to take a certification test, failed the test. Actually lucked up because one of my coworkers, like the next day after I failed my certification test, was like, oh, I'm going to Vegas, you know what I'm saying, in like August or something of that year. And I was like, yo, I got a Vegas business, I can get you these rooms for cheap. And so she had gave me the price of whatever hotel she found, and then I went to my site and we actually had it for like $50-$60 less. And so she was like, all right, you my boy, I'll hook you up, I'm gonna give you some business. So I got my first sale. Oh man, I'm on top of the world now. I'm like, all right, okay. So I just happened to go back home that night, you know, because one of my marketing campaigns I consider myself doing was I was making these flyers in Microsoft Word, just pinning them around the neighborhood. So I realized that I wasn't going to get these sales in North Carolina, and I had to figure out how to get clients out of North Carolina. So I went back into the marketing section. I noticed they were saying that you could use Facebook. I had a Facebook page. You could do Twitter, which I had no idea how to use and still don't even use to this day like that. And then I saw YouTube or whatever, and so I was just like, all right. So I went to YouTube and I just made some random account or whatever, and I literally was just putting these random slideshows of pictures from Vegas or whatever, and then I put my website at the end. I wasn't getting no traffic. But after I failed the certification test, I want to say a month later, I got a phone call with people who I knew in California. They knew I was trying to get into the tech world or whatever, was saying if you do come to California, and it's like, you know, we help you get on your feet or whatever, but you know, California, especially in Northern California, is IT capital, it's tech heaven. But it was like, you know, you got to do it ASAP if you're gonna do it. So, you know, I had a good combo with my moms and close people or whatever, and was just like, all right, man, you know, it's probably the best decision for me. But also having this Vegas business is kind of like, you know, maybe to be better for marketing, or I might be able to get better business in California, since Vegas is like 40 minutes to an hour, depending on where you are in California, for a flight versus a 4-hour flight from North Carolina. When I got out here to California, you know, I mean, it took me a while to figure things out. You know, I didn't want to give up on the Vegas business and start trying to figure out this YouTube thing. So, you know, I've had a couple YouTubers that I started like following, and that's when I realized, you know, that you needed to get quality equipment, you needed to learn about tags, you needed to know how to target people. So I started trying to do the YouTube thing. I went to Vegas Halloween that year, 2014, with my boys from North Carolina, and I consider myself about to start filming for YouTube. So I had like a Samsung S3. The video quality was horrible. We had a nice penthouse suite at the Aria, but I ain't have a camera, you know what I mean? So I pulled my phone out. I was like, I just recorded on my phone, uploaded to YouTube. Failed. So that didn't work, you know what I mean? I uploaded it, and when I saw the quality, I was like, oh, I wouldn't book a room for me if I saw this video. So that video never went out like that, or I think I put it out there temporarily and then I ended up taking it down. I was just so embarrassed. So then I realized, like, okay, well, if you're gonna do YouTube, you need to get some quality equipment. I got like a Canon PowerShot or something that was decent with good megapixels. did decent. That was better than my phone. So August 2015, I had always promised my younger brother when he turned 21 that I was going to take him to Vegas. And he was actually living out there. He had moved out there a couple of months. So I come out there and I got us a room. The first 2 nights we stayed at the Fedora Panoramic Suite. So that was my first video I recorded with my camera. So I'm like, okay, it was gonna be my first YouTube video. And then 2 days after that, I went and got us a 2-bedroom tower suite at Mirage. So this was my second video. So I'm like, all right, you know, I figure, you know, I know high clientele people who want to stay in this kind of room, you know, gonna want a good quality video, and you need to know what you're talking about. Plus, I also realized on YouTube, especially as I was trying to learn more about this marketing thing, that people wasn't doing room tours, like especially room tours like on one particular channel that was detailed, or, you know, giving you a breakdown and walkthrough of what was in the room, you know, and highlight certain benefits that might give people a reason to want to book the room. So I was like, all right, I might be onto something with this. Like, let's just try to see how this go. I told myself I'm gonna give myself 1 year on YouTube. I was like, I'm gonna try these room tours things, and if this YouTube thing don't work and I can't get no business, I'm done. I'm done with this Vegas thing, you know what I mean? I'm giving it my all. 2015 I recorded, but after I did the 2 videos, I was so nervous about uploading to YouTube, man. I was afraid that my videos weren't gonna be liked. You know how people are when they're scared to get started on YouTube. I went through those same jitters. And then finally, like, people close to me was like, man, you need to stop being scared. You need to stop being a baby. What was the point of you filming these videos and going to stay at these rooms, talking about you want to market your business and you want people to book through you, but you don't even believe in yourself? So I was like, you know what, fine. So April 16th, I believe, 2016, was the first day I uploaded my video to YouTube, and I was so embarrassed when I saw this video. I saw this video and I'm watching it. It just wasn't me. I sounded so fake. I was trying to sound professional. I realized people who I was following on YouTube was like, yo, you gotta be yourself on YouTube. People don't know if you fake. I myself watching this video was like, yo, you sound so fake. It was embarrassing, man. I kept talking about how stuff was like so amazing and incredible. I realized that after I had filmed the video when we was there. And so when I did the video for the tower suite, I was like, nah, I'ma just be me. Regardless of what happened. If I'ma fail on YouTube, at least I'll fail being myself on YouTube. After I uploaded that second video of the Mirage, I was proud of myself for filming those videos. I thought the videos were good. And I was myself. I was like, at least I sound like me. I could appreciate me being me. And man, it changed my life, because after I uploaded those videos in 2016, I had uploaded my 4th video, I believe, which was like the West Wing at the MGM Grand. And out of nowhere, my views just start skyrocketing, and I start getting inquiries. I start getting way more traffic to my website. And then I think eventually I got another sale from, you know, posting on YouTube, and I just couldn't believe it. Like, wow, man, like all this stuff is finally coming together. So it was a long process. It was a long grind, man. But I can truly say that if you work hard and you believe in yourself, there's nothing that you can't do. And this YouTube thing has opened so many doors for me. Man, it's unbelievable. But that's the story of how I created the Vegas Paradise. My first year on YouTube, I think I finished with like 53 subscribers, but I had almost 50,000 views. I wasn't like rich or making a whole lot of money, but I had got a couple of sales. I realized that I was onto something, but I also realized not only did I have a business that I was growing, I had a fan base that people were supporting me. And then a few months later, I hit 100. And then a year from that, I get to 1,000. And now here we are today, almost at 5,000 subscribers. Like, I truly would be nothing without y'all. These giveaways I do are just a small token of my appreciation. You know, I had people who was telling me I was giving them stuff that they had been looking for forever. And just to have people that you don't know who believe in you, supporting something that you was doing, it's just an amazing feeling. And I thank y'all so much. From all of y'all, I get a joy of going to these hotels, doing room tours, giving y'all videos, because just like y'all, some of this is my first time going to a lot of these rooms, and I'd be curious to see what these rooms look like too. So yeah, the main goal is for me to film these videos on YouTube, to have all the rooms in Vegas on one channel. And then when people watch the video, they can be like, oh, okay, that room dope, and then they can go to my website and book. You know, yeah, the business side of it, yeah, that was one reason why I did YouTube, and that's why I still do it to this day. But another reason I do it is because I genuinely love it. And seeing comments where y'all like, man, like nobody do videos like you. That's the type of stuff that keep me going. And if you're somebody who's thinking about doing YouTube, or if you want to start a business but you don't know how to go about it, take it from me, you can succeed at anything you want to do if you give yourself the opportunity to do it and you believe in yourself. That's gonna do it for this video. I know it's kind of long. I hope y'all was able to stick it through. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Likes definitely help the channel grow. And if y'all want to see more story times, comment them below. If you thought this story time was terrible and a waste of time, comment it below. I appreciate all feedback. It helps me grow. But that's gonna do it for this video. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and as always, thanks for watching.